to welcome you here to this exhibition, and I want to now introduce Professor Betty Watson-Alfangani from the London University, who will open the exhibition. Betty Alfangani.
Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege to bring you the eminent painter and thinker from Belgrade, Professor Arsic, and allow you in this gallery to have just a glimpse of a few characteristic works from a lifetime of phenomenal productivity. On the vehicle of transportable canvas, he's made available here a sampling of the pleasures of Yugoslavian mural painting. In a generous spirit, he's taken upon himself the task of bringing aesthetic values of the past forward in time, giving them new immediacy for us. And in his own painting, he's rendered the rich heritage visible for any of us who can be at the original sites of the frescoes where they originally enhanced the church walls. In the process of executing these works and presenting them, he engages in a dialogue with the masterworks of Byzantine painting and invites us to participate. While his works have reference to specific times and places, merit from the 12th century, as represented in great detail in frescoes, and from there to the 14th century, as the details from the last judgment of Virginia. Professor Arsic's intention is nevertheless transcendent. It goes beyond national boundaries. While each of his own representational works has a specific focus in concrete figures and objects, the underlying message is spiritual. He appeals to mankind's ideal of the nobility of the beauty of things. For him, as for the medieval artist, beauty transcends the mundane, in spite of being physically tied to it. He insists perhaps that other Yugoslavian artists are likewise engaged in the quest for the universal value of beauty. But I know none other who expresses in word and image the idea as convincingly as he does. This concept of pure, tranquil beauty and its possibility of saving and healing in a chaotic world today becomes thematic in his thinking. You'll be able to benefit, I hope, in this discussion on Wednesday. You must go, when he will perhaps enlarge upon these concepts and the spiritual aims of his art, among other aspects. And he will no doubt render them in exquisitely thought terms, because he's given much consideration to these ideas. His painting reflects the durability of Yugoslav's cultural heritage over the centuries. The visual arts, music, and literature have proven more enduring than political structures. They offer an element of stability in times such as the present, where there's a need for values that aren't ephemeral. If Professor Arsic's painting recaptures something of the transcendental quality of thought that might emanate, you would imagine, from a monastic environment, it's not a coincidence. In his early formative years, he was brought up in the vicinity of Kalanic Monastery. If his approach to life generally is free from complications, it's perhaps due to his early background as a child in a village that shines through. Gifted in both music and art, he found himself torn between the two when he graduated from Teachers Training College in Belgrade. Fortunately for us, he chose the path of visual arts, and he has given prolifically of himself here. In spite of his obligations as faculty member at Belgrade's Teachers Training College, where he's remained for 35 years, and at the College of the Fine Arts, formerly the Academy of Fine Arts. He's where he's taught for the last 7 years. He has somehow found time to create numerous works in different media. He's painted 15 complete iconostases, and he's engaged in large-scale commissions of mural painting. He's been called to illustrate 50 books, more than 50 books, with his own graphic designs, in drawings and watercolors, woodcuts. He's produced pictures for fiction, including the Russian classics and other literary milestones. Besides the type of painting you will view here, he's undertaken major projects such as a vast mural scheme for Nordic Hotel in Kinda, where he's had a free hand in conceiving the symbolism in pictures that referred in idealized terms to the resurgence of life and hope for peace after a time in World War II when Yugoslav patriots found refuge in Norway. That scheme embodies specific references to that particular experience in memory, such as an imagery of the snowflake, which becomes the subject of one of the domes that he painted, obviously a reference to that host country, Norway. Professor Arsic has been both designer and executor of major frescoes in Belgrade itself, the interior of the Church of the Blessed Virgin, and has in store for the immediate future a major commission to paint frescoes in the large church in the same capital city at St. Zava, the architecture of which has only recently been completed. But to return to the frescoes here, which we can see, they present a sequence of some of the main events that chronologically lead up to the 15th century and achievements at Otvaranje in Serbia in particular. In that time, Yugoslavia reigned supreme in Europe in artistic development. Already in the preceding century, the 12th, at Nervizi, we can witness the rise of a new, fantastically expressive, poignant art from the basis of a Byzantine past. And these monuments, in these Nervizi and Otvaranje especially, and those represented in the selection here, we see a major step forward in that would prepare and lead directly to the Italian Renaissance and to the achievements of the prime movers of that Renaissance, Duccio and Giotto, among others. It's often been admitted that those big names in Renaissance painting very clearly drew upon Yugoslavian frescoes for their inspiration, the conception in figure style, their compositions of scenes from the Gospels, and the landscape renderings, numerous details, undoubtedly based on figures, compositions, details you can find at Sopanchi and other works of the same period here. Well, Giotto would draw for a certain emotional quality that you would find in the 13th century frescoes rendered in this room that you'd be able to examine yourselves. But these facts are too often forgotten. We always hear about the Italian Renaissance, but we don't hear about what happened before, what made it possible. So do look closely at these very important works, and then follow through the sequence as it would unfold, looking at examples from Studentia, the Church of Santa Maria Vishka, then Grčanica, and the Patriarchy of Petra. Then, having viewed all these and having a very good idea of documents that are crucial to the history of European painting and its development, come to this lecture on Wednesday and hear for yourselves from the artist of his intentions and aspirations and I hope accomplishments. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, Ambassador Vukanović,
drugarice i drugovi.
dear comrades,
Nije uobičajeno da likovni umetnik govori.
it's not a custom that they find that an artist speaks.
Ono što ima da kaže, on kaže
Whatever he
na
has to
platnu
say, he
četnom.
says it with his brush on the canvas.
Ali izuzeci potvrđuju pravilo.
But the exceptions make a rule.
Ja se izvinjavam prvo
I apologize
gospodi kojima treba da se obratim na engleskom.
to all those people to whom I should be speaking in English.
Ima koliko sam u životu mnoge stvari radio ozbiljno.
However, I've tried in my life to do things seriously.
Dugo sam bio neozbiljan
I was not very serious
jer nisam naučio engleski.
because I never learned English.
Blagodarim dobrim ljudima,
Thanks to good people,
u ovom slučaju Jeleni,
okay, Jelena,
koja će prevesti, nadam se, ono što osjećam.
will translate, I hope, all that I feel and I wish to say.
Mislim da živimo
I think that we live
u takozvanoj modernoj
in a
civilizaciji
modern civilization
koja lišava čoveka duše.
deprives the man from his soul.
Oduševljeni smo
We
tehnologijom,
are excited about technology,
elektronikom,
electronics,
robotikom
robotics,
i svemu onom što nam moderna tehnologija
that modern technology
i 21. vek
and the
nudi.
21st century offers.
I protiv toga se ne može.
And we can't go against it.
To je zakon i zemlje,
This is the law
možda i neba.
and maybe the heavens.
Ali čovjek ne sme izgubiti sebe.
But the man must not lose himself.
Čovjek je jedino biće koje živi na zemlji,
The man is the only being on this earth
koji ima najviše duše
which has the
najviše
most of the
srca
soul and the heart.
i kažu
And they say
da ume da se smeje i da se
that
ljuti.
he can also laugh and cry.
Kako je sa drugim živim svetom još je pod velikim znakom pitanja.
What is happening to the other world is under a big question mark.
Čovjek zamoren ovakvom civilizacijom kako
Man is
živimo,
fired with the civilization under which he lives,
nastao u velikim urbanim sredinama,
particularly in a big urban
između ostalih,
environment.
između ostalih i London.
Among others, London, like London.
Ima sve veću potrebu
He has a growing need
za čistim vazduhom,
for pure air,
za dobrom, zdravom pijaćom vodom
for good drinking water,
ili kako to danas kažemo,
and
za zdravom hranom.
for healthy food.
Pokret zelenih je vrlo poznat.
The green movement is well known.
Ekologija je postala obsesija
Ecology has become an obsession
savremenog čovjeka.
of a modern man.
Moderna umetnost,
Modern art,
takozvana kompjuterska umetnost,
so-called computerized art,
verovatno će jako goditi
will be very favorable
nekoliko srcu
to some hearts
kompjutera
of a computer
ili robota.
or a robot.
Našem
To our heart,
nadam se da neće
will not
mnogo koristiti.
be of much use.
Čime bijemo i suviše intelektom, a manje srcem,
As soon as we try to give the accent to the intellect rather than the heart and the soul,
ja takvu umetnost
I can't
ne razumem.
understand such art,
I vi je manje volim.
or I like it less.
Nažalost,
Unfortunately,
ja je objašnjavam
I
studentima,
explain it subjectively.
ali im kažem,
But I explain it to the people, but I tell them,
ona postoji
if it exists,
i istoričari ne mogu se ne mogu je obići.
Historians cannot avoid it.
Ali se vraćam
But
izvorima.
I return to the sources,
Vraćam se antičkoj Grčkoj,
to the antique Greek,
možda pre toga Egiptu,
and maybe to Egypt before that.
a iznad svega bizantijske
Above all,
umetnosti,
the Byzantine art,
čiji je stilski izraz
whose stylistic expression
najvećim delom sačuvan na teritoriji današnje
mostly
Jugoslavije.
retained in today's Yugoslavia,
Posebno na istočnom njenom delu,
particularly in its eastern part,
u Makedoniji,
Macedonia,
u Srbiji,
Serbia,
Crnoj Gori i
Montenegro,
nekim delima još gore prema
and some parts
Primorju.
near the seaside.
To je taj bizantijski domet.
This is that Byzantium
Na tim terenima
where
sačuvani su najlepša dela
uh,
13. veka evropske umetnosti.
works from the 13th century of the European art have been preserved.
O svemu tome ja ću govoriti prek sutra,
I shall be talking day after tomorrow
ovde,
here
u slajdove,
with slides,
možda i uz muziku,
maybe with music.
a sada bi samo skrenuo pažnju na
I
jedan
would just
portret,
like to take your
a to
attention
je portret
to this portrait here,
Jovana iz Stokočana.
St. John from Stokočani.
Kada bi to ja tvrdio,
And I would confirm,
možda bi se tumačilo kao prepotentno,
may be understood that I am,
da se odbacio neko sa Balkana,
but maybe somebody from the Balkans
da Evropi tvrdi da je to velika
dared
umetnost.
to say to Europe that this is great art.
Ali gospodin Dalton, profesor Edinburghskog
Mr.
univerziteta,
Talbot, the professor of Edinburgh University,
koji je još 49.
who
godine i
is in
50.
1949 and 50
angažovano sa UNESCO
engaged by UNESCO
da piše o velikim umetnostima velikih civilizacija.
Artistic achievements from the great civilizations.
Pisao je egipatskoj freskama,
Wrote about Egyptian
o
frescoes,
jugoslovenskim freskama,
about Yugoslav
o
frescoes,
ruskim ikonama
Russian icons,
i tako dalje.
and so on.
On je kazao kolika je ta umetnost velika.
He said how wonderful that art is.
Da ne pominjem Gabriel Mia, čuvenog bizantologa
Gabriel Mia, the famous Byzantine
Pariške Sorbone,
of the Paris Sorbonne,
koje nam je nažalost 26. otkrio Stokočan.
unfortunately in 1926 discovered Stokočani for us.
E vidite, taj Jovan,
You see that
to je jedan od apostola koji se slika ili kao vrlo mlad,
who was painted when he was very young
ili kao vrlo star,
or very old.
jer je živio 94 godine.
He lived to be 94.
U njemu je Sokočanski genijalni majstor
Stokočani genius
pokazao svu lepotu
showed all the beauty
i veličinu te umetnosti.
and the height of that art.
Smatra se da je geneza
Considered that Genesis
antičke lepote
of antique beauty
od Apolona Belvederskog
Apollonia
kao ideal velike
as an
fizičke
idea
lepote.
of the beauty.
Inspirisao solunske majstore
Thessalonica masters
koji su u mozaiku izveli one predivne mozaike u Svetom Dimitriju.
beautiful mosaics in St. Dimitris
Mozaik 9. i 10.
in the
veka.
9th and the 10th century.
Preko tih mozaika
Through those mosaics,
Sava Nemanjić je doveo majstore u Srbiju,
brought the masters in
čovjek
Serbia,
visokog ukusa,
a man who had who had great
velike kulture.
taste and culture.
I kako to obično biva, takvi ljudi biraju najbolje umetnike.
And those people usually choose the best masters, artists.
U Mileševu se slika beli anđel
White angel
koji nosi elemente Apolona Belvederskog, odnosno mozaika iz Soluna,
with the elements from a mosaic from Thessalonica,
da bi posle 20 godina iza Mileševe,
so that 20 years after Milešev,
genijalni majstor iz Sokočana
genius master of Sokočani
naslikao ovog
painted
Jovana
this John.
i pokazao svu lepotu
All the
crteža,
beauty by drawing
boje,
in color,
psihološkog osjećanja pogleda,
psychologic feelings,
jednom rečju daje sintezu
and gave synthesis
ideala likovne lepote od antičke Grčke do
of the beauty from
1264. godine u svete kada su završene sokočanske
1264,
slike.
when Sokočani is finished.
Sokočanski majstor je fenomen u istoriji umetnosti,
Sokočani masters are phenomenon
jer ga više nigde ne možemo
because
pratiti.
we cannot follow him anywhere else,
Ni pre Sokočana,
before or
ni posle
after
Sokočana.
Sokočani.
kao da je sišao sa neba,
came down from heaven,
naslikao Sopoćane
painted
i
Sopoćani,
ponovo se vozio na
and
nebo.
again went back.
Ta konstatacija istoričare i Bizantovanje uzbuđuje
This constatation excites Western
i
thought,
zato je Evropa rekla
and that's why Europe said
da vrhunac
that the height
svetskog
of world
slikarstva 13. veka su
of the
Sopoćani.
13th century is in Sopoćani.
Iz tog komada je i ovaj Filip
This Apostle Philip is from that.
i ovaj detalj je ovakav, jer su Sopoćani 250 godina bili bez krova,
It is like that because for 250 years Sopoćani had no roof.
posle turske invazije,
After the Turkish invasion,
250 godina je vreme uništavalo.
250 years the
Ali ovaj komad sačuva i ovo je blomba konzervatora
and this is the conservation idea to save the name.
naš veliki pesnik Vasko Popa
Vasco Popa, great
napisao jednu pesmu posvećena Sopoćanima
which is devoted to Sopoćani.
i udarni stih
And the verse, the main verse says,
te pesme
of that
kaže:
says,
vreme je ujedalo,
the time was biting,
a zube polomilo.
but it broke its teeth in the process.
Želim Sopoćanima
I wish Sopoćani
da vreme i dalje ujeda,
for the time to bite on,
da zube polomi,
to break the teeth, its teeth,
a vama također dobro zdravlje,
you good health,
dobro raspoloženje
a good humor,
i nataknite se ove
get
umetnosti.
inspired by this art.
Ja sam sa tog Bodovita Balkana doneo
I
u
have
Ogrom
brought it from the Balkan,
toliko neposredne, čiste i iskrene
your
umetnosti,
art, immediate art,
koliko i alpijski vazduh,
as much as the out air,
koliko izvorska voda.
as much as the
Hvala.
source of air.